Hello, Dan here, and this is Dreams Around the World. This is the ENFP Reboot, and of course, here on the channel, my mission is to help you become the best version of yourself, all while creating the most awesome life possible for you and those you love. And today is all about creating that life and how you figure out what the heck you want to do. If you're an ENFP, really, this video applies to everyone in this case, but I think ENFPs especially go through more of the phase of what should we do with our lives? And are also much more likely to want to work for ourselves as well. So the question is, how do you figure out what you should actually do with that? And this came up on an ENFP Unleashed group coaching session on Thursday. And I think it was a really interesting conversation. And I'm going to share with you some of the highlights of that. No, not the actual video highlights. That would take a bunch of editing and stuff that I'm not going to be able to do during the ENFP Reboot. But I'm going to reshare with you what I shared with members on the session. So when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, especially around working for yourself, first thing to do is understand the concept of value. You've got to figure out how can you be valuable. And value is not the most simple concept, actually. It's not like how much something costs or what your hourly rate is. It's the value that someone from you receives and understands they receive. So, for example, if I have a 5-minute conversation with someone and that conversation ends up changing the entire trajectory of their life in a positive way, you could argue that the value they received in that is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had one of those conversations. I've had many of those, but I had one of those in college where I was told one thing I said to someone, a very quick question, 30 seconds, led them to stop their application to law school and go a completely different way. And they were very happy about that. They realized they would have regretted going to law school. What's the value? Like, what's law school cost? What's the value of 3, 4, 5 years of your life becoming a lawyer? And then hating being a lawyer for all that time. There's a lot of value there, right? Now, would he have agreed to pay me $300,000 for that 5 minutes? Probably not. That would be a tough negotiation. But since he hadn't went to law school, maybe I'd win that negotiation. A restaurant is another great example. Why do people go to a restaurant? Well, different restaurants have different value propositions, and even the same restaurant will have a different experience and different value received from different people going. So for some people, the point of going to a restaurant is just to eat. Like, I hate cooking, I need to eat. Okay. For other people, it's about the experience with friends. And it's like, hey, this is the best way to connect with the people I love. For other people, it's maybe about status or a significant experience. For instance, maybe going to a Michelin star restaurant for a lot of people is about saying you went there, or the Instagram experience. For others, it's really about the food, like this experience of something so new and special to them. For others, maybe a Michelin star restaurant, the value they give is love. It's the ability to show the person you love most how much you care about them and perhaps take them there on an anniversary or birthday or special occasion. Same experience, like same restaurant, same prices, very different experiences for everyone and different value that people receive based on that. So that's the basis of value. First thing we have to understand. And this is something I think in probably mid-May, I'm going to do a free training around entrepreneurship, maybe a series of free trainings. And these are like 1 to 2 hour long trainings I'll be doing live. And in this training, I get into value a lot more. I mean, it's a concept that really you can spend an hour or two to fully understand and how it applies to you. But that's the basic intro of it there. So then you have to think about you and what are your strengths? What are your talents? What are the unique bits of value or experiences people have had with you? So a great way to do this is just ask them. Go back to people in your life and ask them about why they like you, why it was good to work with you, what value they receive being your friend, your teacher, your colleague, your classmate, etc. Get into that with people, right? And see what you hear back. Of course, do your own reflection as well. Think back to experiences you've had and more positive ones and accomplishments you've had and think, how was I able to achieve this? You know, what part of my personality, what part of my, what talents did I use? What skills did I use? How was I able to achieve this? And start to look for patterns. And you might notice like, hey, there's like 4 different big accomplishments in my life, and they all involve my ability to meet new people or take risks, or my ability to make someone feel special, or my ability to draw something really amazing. Like, I was a sales manager, but somehow because of my drawing, we got a new client, whatever it is. And look for those patterns. And this will take some time, days, weeks, to talk to people to get back that feedback and to reflect on it all. And then you'll have a list of the things you've accomplished in the past, the things you felt good about, the things you're proud of, and what the parts of you that allowed that to happen were, essentially. And you'll start to notice patterns and be like, okay, these are the different things I have that allow me to give value, that tend to be somewhat unique, that make me stand out from other people. And now now you have this all down. And that's your starting point, really. It's your starting point for what can you then do that will allow you to to create value for other people, and that will that you can turn into a business or a job. Now, for some people, it might be better to plug yourself into someone else's ecosystem. For instance, some ENFPs are really good at inbound sales. So in other words, if I contact you and I'm interested in what you're selling, that's like inbound sales. I came to you, I'm already interested, and you just have to spend time with me and kind of talk me through to the end. But a lot of ENFPs hate cold calling or cold sales because, of course you do. It's terrible. And so if you try to do the entire sales process on your own, it can be quite painful, frustrating. It's a lot of stuff you don't like doing, like getting rejected. So then you think, oh, I'm really bad at sales. Sales isn't my thing. But actually, a lot of sales you can be great at. It's just the cold calling part, the early stages. So someone else might have a business where they generate leads through any number of systems, and they just need someone to handle those leads, to talk to them once they are warmed up and really interested. That's a sales job that an ENFP can do really well and is able to give a lot of value in. So, ways to think about it. I'm going to link to a much older video of mine here that explores this concept a lot. It's actually about a 30-minute video, and it really explains the concept of value and how you can grow this understanding to create your own business. Had to pause it for a sneeze there. Something about Madrid. Allergies are going crazy here. Watch that video. That video is much more planned out and thought out than this one because it was filmed and created over many weeks instead of part of the ENFP Reboot here where I'm doing something every day. So there'll be an end screen for that. I'll link to it as well. And I will see you in the next video tomorrow.